Hello everybody, this is Kurgan here. Today we're talking about a new game, the WarZ. Now this is a zombie survival horror type game. Now if you've played DayZ, which I'm sure many of you have, you might have an idea of what this game is. Some people are going to call it a clone. I really don't care. I'm just going to play whatever game I find is fun, and I had a lot of fun with DayZ. I played it back in the summer, really early summer, and had a lot of good times with some friends. But as the mod became more popular, hackers became more abundant. There is scripting that is allowed in that game, or mod, and that's part of the problem. So once that standalone releases, I'm going to be buying that because I had a ton of fun playing it. So I can't wait for that to come out. But until then, I'm going to give this a shot because they've got some great ideas. And, I mean, there's obviously some ideas taken from DayZ, so we'll see where it can go. But for now, I'm having fun with this. It just released on the 15th of October. Now, you had to buy the Legendary Status pack, or I can't remember what the second one was, but those are the more expensive packs, and that got you in on the 15th and got you some extra keys that you could give to other people if they wanted to play on the 31st. If you bought the Survivor pack, which is the one that I bought, that got you in on the 31st. So I just started playing 4 days ago, and I'm having a ton of fun, and I highly suggest other people try it out. It's pretty cheap. I think that the price remains low until the beta stage comes out, which is supposed to happen, I think, at the end of this month. So keep that in mind. The price is going to remain low, at least probably till the end of this month. Now on to about the game. They're calling it the first zombie MMO. My personal definition of MMO says that it's not really an MMO. It does have persistent worlds, which is great. The world is pretty large, but the numbers are just too low per server, and the fact that you can just jump servers. So I don't really consider it an MMO, but if they want to call it that, it's their game. Now, the world is large. They say it's 400 kilometers squared, which is about 250 miles, and it's not all unlocked right now. They're unlocking it in stages. They just unlocked a new portion 2 days ago now, and it's pretty big. I don't think it's quite as big as DayZ, so I'm not sure if their numbers are completely correct, but it's big enough, I'd say, and it's got a lot of different little settlements you can come across. Not so much towns. There are a few towns, so I do hope that they end up making it a bit bigger, but there's supposed to be some additional maps that they're going to be releasing anyways, so they could make those bigger as well. So it's really hard to say at this point, but for now I'm having fun on this map, and I think it's well designed. The server count right now is 40. Earlier this week it was only 20, but when they unlocked more of the map, they increased the player count, so I'm thinking that it's probably going to go up to 60 at max. I think that's a little bit crowded. I like playing servers right now with the way the map's set up at about 20 to 25 people. I think it allows a perfect balance between fighting the zombies and fighting people. You still find good interaction, but you're not absolutely worried about somebody being there in every town that you go to. So it allows you to get some food and gather some resources and actually enjoy the game a little bit. Now, there is no classes or levels in this game, which I don't think that's going to be a huge surprise to anybody out there, but there are some interesting things that they are doing with it. There is skills in this game. Now, you gain experience basically through exploring, killing zombies, or killing players, and I think there's some other ways that you can gain experience as well. I don't think that it's actually tracked through levels though. I don't know really how their system's going to work. But basically, you can spend this experience to unlock new character skins, or you can spend it to improve your characters. I don't know how many more character skins they're going to have. They did just add another 2, I believe, to the beta, so hopefully they keep coming out with them, because it'd be kind of nice to have that variance in how people look. But beyond that, you'll be able to spend them on skills, like I had said. Basically, you actually spend them on nodes. Now, these nodes will affect your stats or will teach you new things. It will basically increase your bandaging effectiveness, sprint length, carry weight, reload time. those kind of things. These are natural things, like making your character stronger in real life, or training to do something well. So they won't be like gaining a new ability, but it'll basically be increasing the skill of your character or the strength of your character, those kind of things. You won't be able to increase things like your health or your gun damage, so you won't be able to become like a tank or a DPS class. That will be decided on the armor you decide to wear, which is cool that they have that, or the gun you decide to use and the distance you decide to use it at. So it's basically just meant to be like character training. And there's also a lot of different weapons, like I mentioned. You will have to choose your weapon according to what role you want to do. With DayZ, I kind of was disappointed because mostly it was sniping. That you needed to have a scope in that game. Using something like a shotgun, there was a few scenarios where you might get some kills with the shotgun, but it was mostly long distance. This game, there is a lot of different weapons. I mean, I've ran across, I believe, 3 different 9mm pistols, and there's just so many different weapons that I haven't even seen yet. I've had a hatchet, I've had a knife. You get the flashlight as a melee weapon. So there's a bat. There's a hammer, so there's just lots of different options, and it creates a much more dynamic combat. There's a lot of good cover for towns, so choosing your weapon correctly for the location that you're coming up on is going to matter a lot, and I like that. I really enjoy using more close quarters weapons. I'm not much for sniping, so I think that it'll allow people to play more roles that they enjoyed instead of being kind of pigeonholed into basically being a sniper. Now, DayZ had vehicles, and that's been a question from a lot of people. Is WarZ going to have vehicles? Yes, it's going to have vehicles. Now, you can see them when you walk around right now, and they have some pretty good textures to them, so you can kind of tell what vehicles are going to be usable, because there's some generic vehicles that I can't really tell what they are, but then there's some cars like a Lexus. It's clearly a Lexus, and I would assume that that's going to be something that's going to be drivable, though I can't be 100% on that, but I just don't see why they would have that in there being a very specific model if it wasn't going to be drivable. But as of right now in the alpha, they aren't in. So I'm hoping that they add them next month, because that would be awesome. And just like in DayZ, you're going to need to fuel these vehicles up, and you're going to need to collect the parts for them. And they do not have fuel or parts in the game right now, so I'm not sure how many parts there are going to be, or how much fuel jugs can carry, or where you will gather this fuel at. So that's stuff that's to be determined. Now, there will be no helicopters or planes. They have no plans for that. And personally, I think that that's great. I don't really think that needs to be in the game. I don't think it really fits with the setting, so that doesn't bother me one bit. Other people that like doing that kind of stuff, it might bother them, but that's going to be all up to basically personal opinion there. Now, another thing that's super nice is friends lists, or not even friends lists, there's clan tags as well. In DayZ, it was kind of hard to play with friends. You could use DayZ Commander and join on friends and that kind of thing, and then communicate and find where each other were, but there was no real way to join on friends, actually. Like, there was DayZ Commander, there was using the game, and then there was Six Launcher, and each of those were different ways to launch the game, but none of them were actually for the game itself, because it was simply a mod. So this will actually give you, there's a friends list right in the game, and I believe at the end of November they're going to be adding the clan tags. Friends list won't be in yet, and so these clan tags will be nice, because right now there is no nameplates above people. Well, if you have clan tags, I think that those will actually appear, or they might only appear to friendly or to people in your clan. So you'll be able to look at that guy and say, hey, you know, that's my friend. So that's really nice. It'll give people a way to group up, and once the friends list is implemented, you'll be able to join on your buddies, and you'll be able to know who's friendly a lot easier than just, you know, walking around together. There might be some sort of display on them, so you're not actually shooting at them. So that's very nice, because friendly fire is obviously not good. I think it takes, I don't know, anywhere from 1 shot with a shotgun at close range to about 5 shots at longer range with weapons to kill people. So you're pretty fragile overall. Now, another thing for the community or for friends and for clans, is Strongholds. This is an interesting concept. DayZ had tents, and I like the tent idea, because it was storage, but it was risky. and I'm hoping that they add some risk to Strongholds. I've heard they're going to. I don't know how they plan on doing it, but the information on Strongholds that we have right now is they're about 3 to 4 kilometers, which is pretty large for a personal space, and you have to rent these to get them. You can rent them for 1, 3, 6, or 12 months at a time, and I think it's like something like $2 a month. So it's not super expensive, but it's some money. Now, if you have a clan pitching in on this is obviously nothing at all, so it's not a huge deal. And on this map, this 3 to 4 kilometer map, there is 2 settlements. And in these settlements, basically, you can gather building materials. So yes, you can build in this game, which is pretty amazing. What you can build, I'm not sure yet, but you're going to be able to build your own building, so that's pretty cool. And there's also, I want to say they said something like 3 different Stronghold maps. Now, these maps are supposedly going to have different items that are going to be specific to that map. So if you need something to build a building on your base with, and it's not spawning on your Stronghold map, it's going to promote trading, which is going to be really interesting because it's going to create baiting situations where, yeah, we have this material, do you guys want to meet with us? And while that might not be super exciting for smaller groups, but for larger clans showing up, and there could be a possible firefight, you know. One clan might set up a flanking scenario or a trap, and it can make some really dynamic situations. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, overall, I've been having a lot of fun with this game. I think it's really good. It's still in alpha, so they're tweaking item drops and different things like that. But it's a fun game, and it's a cheap price. And it's going to remain a cheap price for probably about another month. So I highly suggest trying it out. I'll put a link in the description to the website, and you guys can check out the different pricing models they've got for it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to do a few more videos on it and cover some other facets of the game. So if you want, check back later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I love to see comments. So let's see what you guys think about this game, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.